Hello and welcome back, guys, to Sound of Manchester. This is your host Prathamesh, and as the Manchester United starting lineup changed a lot today, so have we changed our lineup slightly today. Joining me is Naved and Usama. Hi to you guys, and welcome to Sound of Manchester. We are seeing Naved after a long time, and so are we seeing Usama after a long time. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The Norwich fixture wasn't particularly kind for us. We had to scrap it out until the very last few minutes of extra time wherein Harry Maguire won us the game at the very end. It was a satisfying result at the end of the day, but the performance you could say was slightly debatable, and it was maybe because there were a lot of changes that were made to the starting lineup. A lot of our primary players did not start the game. Only Bruno, Shaw, and Harry Maguire amongst the ones who started against Sheffield at Old Trafford, and Osama. There were a lot of changes one day in the starting lineup, and how do you think that affected the match?
Okay, starting with Romero, I think that was a no-brainer. De Gea has um, he has not been on the greatest of forms, so starting Romero was pretty much straightforward. Dalot on the right back, he needed a game, and the cup game is the right kind of place for him. Same goes for Eric Bailey. Lindelof played with Maguire in the last match. I was surprised to see Maguire, but he's the captain. A captain has to start most matches. Also, Luke Shaw. I think starting Luke Shaw could be because maybe now Ole thinks that he wants Williams in the Premier League lineup. So that's the only possible assumption I can come up with as to why Luke Shaw started. McTominay and Fred, Bruno and Pogba have been in the starting 11. So Fred and McTominay, before we had the Bruno and Paul partnership, these two were the core of the midfield. So they also need minutes under the belt. Fernandez, I think this game he could have gone without it, but yeah, seeing as now the game how the game has gone, yeah, it's easy to say now, but I think he should have arrested Fernandez. Mata Lingard, I don't know what to say about those two. It's only because of rest. And Igalo was pretty straightforward. Igalo got a goal as well. Igalo also he had a good game. I think it's only because of rotation because we have a game every 2 3 days. A lot of the changes make sense, but I don't think bringing on Lingard now would be any benefit to our team.
Yes, I think Lingard and Mata didn't really have a good game at all. I think even Fred seemed to be slightly off pace today, and Diogo Dallo was also pretty, I would say, slow on the ball as well. So I don't think these guys had a particularly good game, but in the second half we saw a lot of the more regular players like Paul Pogba. We saw Anthony Martial come on in extra time. We saw Rashford come on. We saw Brandon Williams come on. So we saw these players come on in a battle to try to win this game. And Naved, how do you think these players fared? And do you think that we were a bit complacent against Norwich and that because of which we actually had to bring on all these players to win the game?
Yeah, of course. I think when Ole put in the lineup with players like Lingard and Mata, he kind of maybe expected them to do something better. But the first half was really dull, and we needed some change, and thus I bringing on the likes of Matic and Pogba and Rashford helped us keep the ball better in the other half. At least when he got on Matic and then later when he took out Bailly and put Rashford in, that was a very good decision because then he could play Matic at the back with Maguire and they could just hold it up at the back while our fullbacks bombed forward, and then we had Martial as another forward to contribute to the attack. So I think they were forced substitutions, but Ole had to do it because it's the FA Cup and then it's a chance to play. Remember, it's a semi-final, and I know Bruno struggled today, but it was one of those games where just nothing seemed to come off for him. But yeah, it was good to see him. At least he kept on trying and he didn't lose his faith. Apart from Bruno, I think when he got on Pogba as well, it got a lot of flair on the ball. We looked like we could do something because every time he got the ball, he got his head up. I saw a lot of times that he passed it back to Bruno quite a bit, which is good to see them linking up as well. But yeah, Pogba coming on added so much quality on the ball, which we missed because McTominay and Fred didn't really add that much to it, and especially when he took off Jesse Lingard. that I think sort of helped us because he's been quite awful, and him and Mata as well. To be honest, Mata seems like he's past it, and I think yeah, both of them have the end of their contracts this season. So I think they're going to leave. I think it was forced, but yeah, good for
Yeah,
us at the end. Finally, we scored, and then the pressure paid off finally. But to be honest, I think I was a bit scared and I was a bit skeptical. I thought we would lose it, but luckily, uh, Klose made an error, and it was just a stupid mistake to pull Igalo back, and then yeah, that was a straight red, and that helped us, to be honest, because they were
yeah.
down to 10 men, and then Norwich just had to defend for their lives till
It
the
was a
penalties.
it was a clear
Yeah, it was a clear
red
red
for
card.
Igalo.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I think anyway, I personally feel had Klose not pulled him down, I think Igalo might have scored. I think he was the only player who really made a difference from the ones who do not usually start,
Yeah,
because
definitely, definitely.
mentality and I think he knows that he's a bit limited in the skill that he has on the ball, so he knows
Yeah.
it quite well. The finish was also pretty good,
Yeah, no,
and
Igalo did his
yeah,
job well. I think what he knows, he did that well. He held up the ball well. He scored a good goal as well. So I'm no complaints for Igalo. He did his job. Came on. Let Martial had a rest, and yeah, Igalo was decent. But the goal that we conceded was just so disappointing. It was a comedy of errors from so many people. I think Maguire and Romero are to be blamed as well, somewhat for it. If Maguire went in for it half-heartedly, and then that somewhat also blocked Romero's view. So yeah, it was a clumsy goal to concede, but thankfully we got the result and we move on.
yeah. And talking about Maguire, thankfully it was him who scored the winner and put us through to the semi-finals. Osama, who do you think was your player of the match today?
My player of the match. Uh, I think I'm gonna have to go with. I want to pick someone who started the game from the start. Maybe Maguire or Paul Pogba. If I have to choose one, I think I'll go with Paul because yes, Maguire scored the winning game, but Paul really changed the game when he came on because Bruno was not having a good day and he created the chances that mattered the most. And if you look at the front, the midfield five, except Igalo, the midfield five that has Fred, McTominay, Lingard, Bruno, and Mata. This also highlights why we're going for Jack Grealish. You take out Lingard from that team in terms of squad depth, and you put Jack Grealish. Then you have Bruno and Mata, who Mata is not in his prime. He's not he's not decent. He hasn't been decent for a long time, but he has that understanding with Bruno. And if you put in someone like Grealish on the left
Yeah,
of Bruno, then he has someone who can take shots at will, who can take players on. So that releases a bit of pressure on Bruno. So yeah,
Yeah,
this also highlights why we're going for Jack Grealish.
yeah. Indeed, I think Jack Grealish would be a fantastic signing for me personally as well. I think for me, Maguire was a man of the match. The reason being, he defensively was pretty strong, except for that I would
yeah,
say a comedy of errors between Fred, Sergio Romero, as well as Maguire. And obviously, I think he kept pushing the team very well. He is a very good organizer at the back as well. And it was him who actually scored a decisive goal. It was kind of fitting and at the end of the day because he was
yeah.
putting hard on the pitch. He's been playing almost 90 minutes or 120 minutes every game this season. So I think Maguire was one of those who actually deserved to score the goal. Navid, who do you think for you, man of the match,
I think
Maguire?
apart from that error, I think which wasn't completely his fault as well. Romero could have tried a bit better. Fred could have tried a bit better as well. Maguire would be my man of the match as well. He defended well, I would say. At the end as well, he bombed forward. He helped us with the crosses when we were putting in decent crosses. Krul made a few good saves from him as well, and yeah, of course he got the winning goal. So yeah, for me, Maguire was the man of the match.
Yes, so now we go to Wembley, and the ties at Wembley are going to be on the 16th and 17th of July. Those are the semi-final dates, and the final is going to be played on the 1st of August. And obviously, now that we are into the semi-finals, we have three
Yeah,
other teams who will be waiting to join us. We have three clashes going on a Sunday, and we are assuming that if the top teams, Man City, Arsenal, and Chelsea, do qualify, it will be facing either one of them. So for me, I personally feel we should play Arsenal, get rid of that 2-0 Emirates fixture that we had. I
Yeah,
think I think, and even considering the current situation against Arsenal, I think we would do better. It would suit us better if we play Arsenal. What do you two guys think?
You want to go
I
first,
think
Osama?
Arsenal. Yeah, I'll start. Yeah, you would love to face Arsenal because we would absolutely batter them based on the current form. But Arsenal would first have to beat Sheffield, to
that was
actually
that's
get to the
ex-
semi-finals. Sheffield also have a really bad form. Sheffield haven't won since the restart, so that is a 50-50 game. And same goes for Leicester and Chelsea. However, after the recent City match, I think odds would bet against Leicester. Chelsea would be the one favorites to win this match. But it's at the King Power Stadium, so you never know what happens. These two games are the 50-50 ones. And Newcastle Man City, I think Man City will have a really pretty smooth match. I would love to face Arsenal. That would be my pick for the next match.
Yeah, I think all of us, I think I'd agree as well. Love to face Arsenal, but I doubt that they're going to get past Sheffield. I know they've had bad games, but I really think Sheffield can do one over Arsenal like in this season. I think they did the double over them. I think they got 4 points off them. I think I'm not sure, 4 points
Yeah,
or double, but I
got
think
four, I think.
they'll be definitely confident and going into the game. So yeah, Arsenal would be a good pick, but yeah, I wouldn't mind Sheffield as well because I think Chelsea and Man City both I think will qualify from their fixtures respectively, and I don't want to face either of them right now. So yeah, Arsenal or Sheffield would be good, I think.
So it is indeed Arsenal or Sheffield is who we want to face either on the 16th or 17th of July. Thank you guys for tuning into Sound of Manchester. It was a nervous 118 minutes for us, I guess, until Maguire scored its second goal. But it was a wonderful time after he scored the goal. The last 2 or 3 minutes, we just simply had fun. And it's almost 1:30 a.m. here in India, but it is totally worth it watching football back again. Thank you, Naved, and thank you, Usama. Thank you guys for tuning into Sound of Manchester. Please click like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.